everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to another week of creativity. We are going to be making a really pretty card today with some beautiful florals. We're going to be doing a couple of techniques, and yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. So I look forward to crafting with you today. If you are watching live today here on Facebook, you're going to see the red live button up in the top left-hand corner. And if you don't see that, then you'll know that you are watching the replay. I'm just going to bring this live up on my other devices so that I can see everybody's comments. So while we are waiting for everyone to see their notifications that I've gone live, I'll just get that all ready so that I can see all your beautiful comments. So let me bring that up. Get that all ready. All right, iPad is all good, and let's get it up on the computer over here too. Sometimes I have that all almost set up before we go live, and then I just have to refresh. And sometimes, like today, I'm chasing my tail and doing all the things, trying to do too much at once, I think. All right, let's get that up there ready. All right, good, fantastic. Okay, so I should be able to see comments now. So as you're jumping on, say hi. Let me know that you're here. That helps me to see if I'm seeing comments. I am, fantastic. Hi, Leslie, how are you? Lovely to have you here this afternoon. Okay, so great, good, everything all set up. I can see everything. Fantastic. Okay, how was everyone's weekend? Leslie, how was the big party on the weekend? Did Glenn have a lovely time? I hope that he did. I hope you had a lovely celebration. I'm sure you probably did. Okay, so today I've just grabbed the things that I need to tell you about before we get crafting. I've got a few things to share with you today before we get started on our project, and then I'll tell you about what we're going to be creating with today. I've got my beautiful little axolotl brooch. This is one of my new ones from the endangered species range. And axolotls are very unique, and they are an endangered species. Did you know that? They have feathered gills, and there's just a little bit of trivia for you. Nothing related to our card that we're making today, but they have feathered gills, and they can regrow most parts of their body. So if something becomes damaged or injured in their bodies, they can regrow body parts, which is really amazing. They're one of the few animals that can sort of do that. And back in my teenage years, when I was still living at home with my mum, I had an axolotl. He was a yellow axolotl, and I named him Sunny because he was bright yellow like the sun. And he was a very interesting creature. I loved just watching him and interacting with him. Used to have to buy special food for him because they don't eat just normal fish food. They ate, what did he eat? Like little bloodworms or something like that. They used to come freeze dried in like little cubes, and you'd you'd defrost it a little bit first and then pop it in the water for him. Yeah, they were, I don't know if that's what they were called, but they were something like that. They were teeny tiny little microscopic, tiny little red things. I think they were little worms of some kind. Yeah, really interesting, but they're very, very interesting animals. And yeah. So anyway, a little bit of trivia for you, but that is nothing to do with what we are creating today. I just wanted to wear him because he was cute and he's pink, and I love pink. And I've got my starfish earrings on as well, so in keeping with the ocean theme. And I kind of felt like the shape of them went kind of with his frilled gills, feathered gills. So yeah. All right. Hey Rose, how are you? Lovely to have you here. Hi Dimity, lovely to have you here as well. Oh, it was a fantastic party, and Glenn enjoyed his day of celebration. Oh, that's so good to hear, Leslie. That's awesome. Fantastic. Oh, you've had axolotls too, Dimity. You had trouble keeping them alive. Yeah. Bloodworms. It is bloodworms. Yeah. I thought that's what they were called, and then I second guessed myself. So, yeah, they're really interesting creatures, aren't they? Hey, Megan, how you going? Great to have you here. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I feel like they are hard to keep, the axolotls, in captivity. I had mine in like a fish tank. He had a dry area as well as, you know, a water area as well. But I can't remember how long I had him for, but I feel like it wasn't a huge length of time. Yeah, I feel like they were a bit hard to care for as well. So maybe that's why they're in, maybe it's just in captivity. I don't know, but maybe that's why they're endangered. Anyway, let's, keep chatting with me. I'd love to hear about your weekend, what you got up to. I'm just trying to think, what did we do? So Saturday evening, that's right. My son and daughter-in-law came over, and the boys watched we just did like easy pizza for dinner, and then the boys watched the soccer and the girls went and played, and we did some craft. We did some card making, lots of lovely chatting. My daughter-in-law does beautiful watercoloring, so she was watercoloring a beautiful little watering can with flowers, which she does, freehand. She's amazing. She does beautiful painting. And she did, she was working on one of the card kits before that, and she smashed it out of the park. She got like 3 cards made, I think, and the watercolouring, and in all that time I got, I think, 1 card made. And Amber was just cuddling the dog. Well, she was keeping her quiet, actually, because Callie doesn't like to miss out on any of the goings-on. She likes to be with the family and be in the centre of what's going on. So, yes, so she had to be with us. Oh, you can't keep axolotls in the Northern Territory. They're worried that they might breed with the frilly. Oh, really? Interesting. Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, Megan's writing a novel. You got 2 12-hour days writing your novel. Oh, interesting. You're writing a novel. That's really cool. What's your novel about, Megan? That's really interesting. I didn't know that you were a writer. There you go. Fantastic. Yeah, so that's what we did yesterday, on Saturday, and then yesterday we just had a quiet day. I was really, really tired, so I just took some downtime. Oh, I hadn't slept well, that's why. Hadn't slept well, so I had a sleep in, and then, had a cruisy day, really. Watched a bit of Netflix, didn't do too much else. Did make a couple of cards last night. I did some paper pumpkin alternative cards last night. So I'm excited to share those with my paper pumpkin subscribers. Now, this is the flyer that I have available with all of the details, well, some of the details about paper pumpkin. If you're wondering what paper pumpkin is, then I'm happy to send you a copy of that flyer. So let me know if you would like a copy of that. Gives you a bit of an overview, has the pricing in there, but you can also find that in the online store. So all the information about that is up there now. So subscriptions for the April kit have closed. So anyone subscribing now will receive next month's kit, the May kit, and that will ship from the 11th. So you have to make sure that you subscribe by the 10th of May if you want to receive the May kit. And then they start the billing on the 11th, and then shortly after that, then the kits get sent out. And so I know that the paper pumpkin kits for April are already starting to ship, because even though I did get one on stage, I subscribed anyway to get another one because it's a beautiful kit, and I already got a notification that mine is on its way to me. So that is exciting. It should be here in the next couple of days. So that's really cool. So in case you don't know what paper pumpkin is, and I don't have my actual kit with me today because it's in the studio where I've been working on it. Paper pumpkin is a monthly subscription of a beautiful surprise box of goodies in the post every month. And it's got instructions for the projects in there. April's was 9 cards, 3 different designs, so you get to make 3 of each of the designs. But sometimes it'll be, it's more often than not cards, but sometimes it'll be gift packaging, it might be gift tags, things like that. But everything you need comes in the box. And when you first subscribe, in your first box, you will get a block, a D block, and then that will be of like a D size block. It's narrower, skinnier than our normal blocks. But you'll use that one. You'll keep that one then to use for all of your kits. You just get the block once in the first kit. You'll also get ink in there. You get an ink spot. You get adhesives. You get embellishments, and then you get all of the pieces to make the projects. So it's lots and lots of fun. And anyone who subscribes with me gets added perks, which I emailed out to all of my email subscribers about. So if you're not yet subscribed to my email list, feel free to subscribe. You can do that through my blog. Oh, you're going to see this back to front right now, but when I turn the camera down onto my desk, you will see it around the right way. But it's Mandy's Papercraft Creations at .blogspot.com. And you can subscribe to my newsletter through there, and then that way you can stay up to date with all of the latest goings on. Also, you'll get creative inspiration. I do a top tip every week. We have additional creative inspiration every second month from my team as well, and lots of goodness in there. So feel free to go there to my blog. And if you go there to my blog, you'll find my post from last week where we made the 3 cards from the April Paper Pumpkin kit, and I put lots of information in there too about Paper Pumpkin, so you can go there and find that there. If anyone needs the link for that blog post, let me know, because I can flick you the link for that as well. It's a novel you've been working on for 33 years, Megan. Oh, wow. How close are you to getting it finished? You started collecting Disney pins too. Oh, nice. So I was looking to add to your collection on the, is that something else you were doing on the weekend? Nice. Lovely. Yes, I love collecting. We are collectors, aren't we, us crafters? We are collectors of lots of different things. I collect earrings, brooches. I've collected lots of other things in the past, but I also collect pins, enamel pins as well. But I have more brooches than I do pins. My current little pin box that I've got, it's a little round, well, it's fairly large round box. It's full. I can't fit any more in there. So if I get any more pins, I'll have to get another box to store them in. You didn't get this month's box. For Paper Pumpkin. Yeah. Oh, maybe next month's you'll like next month's, Megan. You're using the ephemera packs for my cards. Oh, fantastic. Good. When you're finishing it, you did a total rewrite of your novel. Oh, wow. Okay. So that, I'm sure that keeps you very, very busy, Megan. All right. Well, let me share a bit of news with you. Feel free to keep chatting with me and as we go, and I'll answer questions as I can. All right. So first of all, I've now got the April tutorial bundles ready. These are all stepped up projects. They're designed by demonstrators from all around the world, including me. So you can get your hands on these right now. And I'm about to show you in a moment the card that I have in the tutorial bundle, which is this one up here this month. So there are a couple of different ways you can get this. If you're shopping with me and you place an order of over $50, you'll get bundle 1, which has these 6 projects. And then if your order is over $100, you'll get bundle 1 and bundle 2, which is this one here. Or you can purchase these through directly through me if you are a demonstrator, or if you have your own demonstrator that you order with if you are a customer. So there are the 2 tutorial bundles. Each tutorial bundle has 6 projects in it with complete step-by-step instructions, photos, all the rest of it. So you can create these beautiful stepped up projects. Sometimes too, we also have 3D. We do have We've got a couple of 3D items in there as well. So we've got this one, which is a little gift pouch. We've got this one, which is this one is like an easel card, but it's actually got a little drawer underneath it. This one is a really cool easel card as well, different type of easel card. But yeah, they're all fun fold cards. So all different types of fun fold cards or 3D projects. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Each one of those tutorial bundles, so six cards in a bundle, is $14. So you can get bundle 1 or bundle 2, or you can get all of them. So this is the cute card that is in mine. It's a step card. And this is the one that I created for the tutorial bundle. The only way to get the instructions for this one is with the tutorial bundle. It's an exclusive for that. So if you'd like to learn how to make that one, then that's in tutorial bundle number 1 for April. All right, so the next thing I'm going to let you know too is that the virtual album retreat is coming up this month on the 30th. Yes, I was just thinking, it starts on the 30th of April. It goes for 3 days. You're going to create 10 double page layouts, scrapbooking layouts in this one. And the kit is available right now in the online store if you want more details for that. All you need to do is purchase the kit. It's got everything. It's got so much product in it. Oh my goodness. It's got stamps. It's got die. I think it's got 2 sets of stamps. It's got dies. It's got all of the pages, all of the designer series paper. It's got ephemera. It's got embellishments. It's got the works. So lots and lots of, it's got cardstock in there too. Lots and lots of product. So you purchase the kit, and then Stampin' Up will send you an email with a link through to the group and other details as well. A link through to the group where the event will be held and all of the details will be. You'll also have replay access as well if you can't be there at the time that it goes live, because it is global, so it's quite early for us here in Australia, but you can watch it on the replay as well. So go to the online store, look up virtual album retreat, or you can look up the actual kit, and it's called Happiness is Here kit. You can look up the Happiness is Here kit, and that will also come up in the online store. And you'll make some beautiful, beautiful scrapbooking layouts in that event, and it's a fun 3-day event as well. So it's really worth the money, because normally if you were to go to an in-person 3-day event with all the products and everything, yeah, it's good value. I did last year's one and it was fantastic. It was really great. All right. The next thing I'm going to let you know about is the April product of the month, which is this beautiful die. And guess what? Guess what we're using today in our project? We're going to be using this beautiful die. So this die, so product of the month, there's a new product of the month every single month. Sometimes it's going to be a stamp set. The first month we had paper. Oh, well, actually, we've had paper a couple of times. We've had paper. We've had stamp sets. We've now got a beautiful die. So, yeah, every month it's going to be something different. This one is a very detailed die, and it's absolutely stunning. So I'll show that. I'll show that to you today. It's only $9 when your order reaches $125 in Australia. That's Australian dollars. So yeah, only $9, which is awesome. And that's how much the product of the month always is every month, only $9 when your order reaches $125. And that's in a single order as well. You can only order each product of the month once. So just know that as well. Once you've redeemed one, you can't redeem the same one again. Yeah, so there you go. So we're going to be playing with that today. It's really beautiful. All right, so let me check the comments. Oh, you've got 3 tins full of your pins, and you've got several lanyards. Oh, that's awesome, Megan. You've got the NFL draft on at the same time. Oh, and you're getting the kit getting the kit tomorrow. Oh, the scrapbooking kit. You're getting that tomorrow. Fantastic. That's exciting. Because I know you are a scrapbooker, aren't you? You love scrapbooking. All right. Well, we might get started for today with our project. We're going to be using some of the project from the mini catalogue. So this is the January to April mini catalogue. So this one is going to be retiring. Well, some of the products will be retiring at the end of this month. Some of the ones we're using today are actually not on last chance. They're carrying over for a little while into, I guess they'll go into online exclusives once this catalogue retires. And then, Dimity says she's got lots of bird pins too. Oh, beautiful. Oh, you'll have to share a photo, Dimity, because I love birds, and I've started collecting bird brooches and bird earrings as well. Not that I have them on today, but yeah. So beautiful. So that's what we're going to be playing with today. So pull out your craft supplies if you're crafting along with me. And if you're not, sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy what we've got, what I've got to share with you today. So let me get the camera ready. I'm going to cover up the camera while I tip it down onto the desktop just so I don't make you all dizzy. So here we go. Bear with me. Oops, sorry. Bit more noisy today. I had to just move my stand a little bit. It was a little bit far back and I couldn't adjust my phone holder down far enough. I always want to call it a tripod, but it's not actually a tripod. Okay, let's do lights. Let's do lights first, and then we'll do a flippity flip. And we'll do a little zoomy zoom. There we go. Right, move the keyboard. Oh, I didn't put my links in today. I'll have to pop those in for you. So I'll move my stand over a minute. I'm going to bump the camera for a minute. So if you're prone to dizziness, close your eyes for a sec. Here we go. I'm just going to move it over a little bit. Oops. Oh goodness, now I'm knocking the lights. There we go, just so we've got a little bit more space. Otherwise, I'm working too far off to the left and I'll run out of space. There we go. That looks pretty good. That's about in the middle, isn't it? Okay. And hopefully the sound is a bit better today because I remembered to turn on the voice enhancement today. I forgot the last couple of weeks to do that. And then I was like, no, today I'm going to remember to do it. All right, so there's my blog, as I mentioned before. If you're wanting to subscribe to my newsletter, they do go out most weeks. Some weeks I don't get them out. If I've had a big week or I've had an event or something like that, then they might not go out. But most weeks the newsletter does go out. Oh, actually, I'll leave that up there, my little spirit level, to let me know if that stays put or drops. Okay, so as I said, the beautiful mini catalogue, a lot of the products in here are going to be retiring soon, so they're on last chance, which means they're available only while supplies last. So if there was anything in this catalogue that was on your wish list that you haven't got yet, make sure you jump into the online store, have a look to see if it's still available. If it's on last chance, it'll say underneath it, last chance. And if it doesn't say that underneath, then that means that it is still available. All right, let me just grab my links here because I did forget to put them in. Now I've got to find them. There they are. I forgot to put them in the comments. So I'll just pop them in now, and you can find all my links to pretty much everything in there. And that actually reminds me, I think I might not have taken off the class one. I think I didn't turn the class one on. I turned it, the class that I have coming up has closed, and I turned it off on the registration form, but I think I forgot to take it off the list in, yeah, I did. I'll just turn that off now in my link tree. So I'll just turn that off now so that it doesn't confuse anybody, because that has actually closed. All right. Good. All righty. All right, feel free. Hi, Lisa, how you going? Lovely to have you with us. So feel free to ask me any questions as we go through today, as we're doing our project. But, oh, you got your new mini catalogue. Yes, I forgot to mention the new mini catalogue. Thanks, Megan. You know what else I forgot to mention? Before we jump to this, hang on 2 secs. I forgot to share with you, first of all, the mini catalogue, and that's exciting that you got yours last week, Megan. That's awesome. This is the beautiful brand new catalogue, which is starting on the 5th of May. Because the other one is retiring, we need a new catalogue, right? So this is the beautiful brand new catalogue. Now, if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you're working with in Australia and you would like one of these, I do have a link on all of those links. All my links that I just put in the comments, there is a link there that you can request one of these catalogues from me. But if you do already have a demonstrator, please request it from them because they would love to help and support you. And these do cost us money as well. So we do need to pay for the catalogues and we have to pay for them to be shipped as well or mailed. So request that from your demonstrator if you have your own demonstrator. But so many beautiful new products in this catalogue. This is my wish list, which I've got a few holes in my wish list now, which has been awesome because I've been able to grab some of those products already, which is super cool. I can't show you the inside of this one yet until it goes live on the 5th of May, and then we will have a look inside there. One thing I did want to share with you, though, is we have, hang on a minute, the brand new in colours that are coming. So this is the 2026 to 2028. Can you believe it? It sounds weird to say. 2026 to 2028 in colours that are coming in, and they are just so beautiful. They go really well together. So because these new ones are coming in, it means that the old ones are going out. So the 2024 to 2026 in colours are going away. So make sure you check out all of those products. I saw that one of the ink refills was already, was it low inventory or unorderable? I can't remember now. But yeah, all of those 2024 to 2026 in colour products will all start to sell out. All of the inks, all of the markers, the Stampin' blends, the designer series paper. The inks and the ink refills are usually the first things to go. Just having a look here now. Yeah, actually, I'll show you. These are the new ink pads. I was going to show you those two in the new colours, but I'm just going to grab the annual catalogue that we've had and show you the colours that are leaving. Just so that, just move those for a minute, so that you can make sure that you grab all of those products. Now, I know they're at the back somewhere here. There we go. All right, so it's these ones that are going to be going. So Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. They're the ones that are outgoing now. And Shaded Spruce Classic Stampin' Pad is already on low inventory. Pretty in Pink Refill is on low inventory. Petunia Pop Re-Inker is on low inventory. And in the Stampin' blends, Shy Shamrock, Peach Pie, and Petunia Pop are already on low inventory. So if there are any products that you want in these in colours that are going out, make sure you grab them soon because they are starting to sell out now. So I just thought I would mention that. I actually need to do a post about that too. I must remember to do that. So those ones are going to make room for these beautiful new ones that are coming. And these are the new magnetic ink pads, which are awesome. And Amber has put all of the stickers on for me. Thank you, Amber. I did do one of them the other day, but she's gone ahead and done all the rest of them for me, which is fantastic. So I'll show you how these open. These are new magnetic ink pads. They are different to our classic Stampin' pads. They're a little bit narrower and they're a little bit longer, but they're and a little bit higher, but not too much. But they do fit into our Stampin' storage. They just sit out a little bit further on the shelf than these ones do, obviously, because they're a little bit longer. So they stick out about that much more. So these are the old ones. They open like this. Okay. The new ones are so much easier. They open like this. And they're magnetic. So you can then put that down on the desk. You can put the lid underneath it so you keep them together. You can have them side by side on your desk if you want to. Let's move that one away. You can have them side by side on your desk if you want to. They will magnetize together. Okay, and you've got the well there that you can use for watercolouring. Just make sure that if you are using that for watercolouring, you wipe it back out with a tissue or something like that before you close it, because you don't want any of that leftover water going into your ink pad because it'll dilute your colour. Okay, you get the stickers on the back. You've got 2 English stickers and then you've got French and German. And you can take those off. I put one on the bottom. So you've got the colour already on the top. I put one on the bottom and then one on the inside little front, that little lower section there, so that when I'm looking at my ink pad, I know what colour it is. Because when you just look at the actual ink pad, you can't tell what colour it is because they all look like dark like that. And then if these two get separated, we've still got the colour on there, so we know that that's going to go with that one. So yeah, so that's the new ink pads. So really easy to use, easy to open, and they are a felt pad rather than the foam pads that we've had over the last several years. At the moment, these new ink pads are just coming in the new in colours. Next year, 2027, when we get the new catalogues next year, they will be doing a whole colour refresh with all of the colours, and they'll all be in these new ink pads. But for now, it's just the new in colours that are in these new ink pads. Okay, so that's a little bit about in colours. Of course, all the new in colours also come in Stampin' blends, embellishments, two-tone cardstock, what am I forgetting? Ribbons and designer series paper. And I've got all of that too, but I'll be sharing more about that closer to the time when the catalogue goes live, or maybe even after the catalogue goes live. But I just thought I'd talk about those quickly now. All right, back to the catalogue that we're looking at today, the January to April mini catalogue. The products that we're going to be playing with today is the lovely and beautiful suite. It's such a pretty suite. And we've done a little bit with this, Amber and I both, because we've used it for classes and tutorials and things like that. But you'll see on pages 24 and 25 all of the products. Now, this is a big bumper suite, this one, because you've got 2 stamp and die bundles. Hang on, I'll just go out of that on the computer. You've got the 2 stamp and die bundles, plus you've got the beautiful adorned ephemera, and you've got embellishments, and you've got ribbon, and you've got designer series paper. So there's lots and lots of products in that one. Now, as I said, just check in the online store because some of these products are on last chance and some of them are carrying over. Okay. So just be sure to check. I know the ribbon for one is on last chance already. Okay. Love the gold vellum. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yes, Rose, you're correct. The ink pads are like the close to my heart ones because Stampin' Up! Actually bought the intellectual property, I think that's what you call it, for the design of these ink pads from close to my heart when they closed down. So these are, yeah, very, very similar. I'm not sure if they've made any changes to them exactly, but they are, yeah, they're modelled on the Close to My Heart ones. So, and I've heard lots of great things about the Close to My Heart ones. So, yeah. Hey, Rosemary, how are you? Lovely to have you here. Yeah. All right. So they are the products that we're going to be playing with. There's some extra samples in this catalogue. If you want to have a look, there's a whole heap of samples, some ideas with different techniques you can use. Yeah, so there's quite a bit of information about these products in there. But what we're going to do today is this card here. We're going to do a take on this one, okay? So this was the idea that I had, and I was going to case it directly, and then Amber said, wait, Mum, let's change it up. So her and I have been working together on this one, and yeah, we're going to be doing a little take on that one today. So I've actually got it printed out in front of me. I've got that hanging up on my shelf there. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a take on that one. Okay. Let me show you the beautiful products that we're going to be using today. So the bundle that I'm using from the suite today is the Beautifully Celebrated. I bought this one to use for scrapbooking, but also card making. So I love the sentiments. I thought that they were ones that you could use for both. And I love all the florals and the leafy designs, and this background too. That's so beautiful. So we're using that one. And then these are the gorgeous dies. I love these dies. I love the shapes of these ones here. I love that you've got these little corner pieces as well, and the little florals, and leaves. And then you've got open dies here to cut out this little floral and this set of leaves as well. So they coordinate beautifully together. We've got the ribbon. This is gorgeous ribbon. I've loved working with this ribbon. It is on last chance now. So if you want to get this ribbon, make sure you grab it soon. It's called the Gold and White ribbon. Doesn't have any other special name to it, but it's really beautifully textured ribbon. The embellishments are the pearlized faceted circles. Hey Sue, how are you? Lovely to have you with us again this week. This is what I've got left of the sequins. I've obviously, embellishments. I've obviously used some of them, but they've got they're beautifully faceted. Can you see all the different colours throwing from those? Really, really pretty. So I'll pop them up there with the ribbon. And then the DSP, this is all I've got left of the DSP, because as I said, we've been using this a lot. And, sorry, it's going to be a bit noisy while I open this. Yeah, we've been using this paper quite a bit, as you can see, because this is all we've got left. I should have left all my little scrappy bits in there. But how beautiful is this paper? And it's got the gold foiling on it as well, which I love. These come obviously in 12 by 12 sheets when you get them in the packet. These ones have been cut down. Look at all that foiling. Isn't that so pretty? Do you know what? I love this one. I reckon this one would be beautiful for scrapbooking. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? Any of this would be. But I just thought that one in particular. Love this one because I love purple. Isn't that just so pretty? Can you see the foiling in that? Now we've got some nice green leaves on the other side. And this one. The foiling, more purples, and the fresh freesia, another little scrappy bit. This one, oh, there's another scrappy bit. You can see we've been using it. We've got all these little scrappy bits everywhere. Isn't it just so pretty? And some nice petal pink on the other side. We're actually using some of that one today. This one is just gold and white, so you could colour these flowers if you wanted to with your Stampin' blends, or you could use some of your inks with a sponge dauber or a blending brush. Would look really pretty as well. Then you've got beautiful pattern on the other side. We're using some of that one today too. And then that's another piece of the one that I already showed you. Aren't they stunning papers? They're so gorgeous. So that's the paper that we're using today. And of course, our product of the month die. So this is the die. Oops, hang on, I'll just do this packet back up. So this is the Eyelet Blooms Die. As I mentioned before, the product of the month is available for just $9. So you can get this for $9 when your order reaches $125. Okay. It's a really, really detailed die. And it's just so beautiful. So I've already pre-die cut some of that because I've just got my mini out today and this one needs the big machine. So I thought to save time, I'll pre-cut it. But yeah, really beautiful. So we're going to use that one as well today. Okay. So changing up that design, as I said. So we're using these two papers from the pack. We're actually not using the side that has the beautiful gold foiling, but we are going to be adding some gold to our project. I've got some two-tone cardstock in the old olive. So we've got the darker on one side and the light on the other side in the two-tone. I'm going to be using the light side today because we're using some softer colours. I've got a strip for my sentiment of basic white. Now, all of the measurements for this card will be on my blog this week, either tomorrow or Wednesday. I usually have them up by Wednesday. So if I don't give you all the measurements today, don't panic. They will be available on my blog. We've got a basic white cardstock card base. That's just your regular basic white. That's an A4 sheet cut in half across the short side to give you your card base. Oh, you're a purple person too, Sue. Oh, yay. Me as well. I love purples. So we've got a little bit of fresh freesia today. I've got some designer series paper already pre-cut. I'm going to show you what we're going to be using. We've got some gold. Oh, actually, I need to get out some more gold because I'm going to need some more gold foil cardstock. And this is the beautiful die. I'll show you. I'll put it actually so you can see the detail a bit better. I'll put it on here so you can see all the beautiful detail. Isn't that just so pretty? It's like a it's like almost like a broderie anglaise or something. And these little flowers, you can lift up the little petals. If you want to sit there and lift up all those little petals, it doesn't cut them all the way, doesn't cut the flowers all the way out. But you can easily fussy cut around some of those if you want to use. You'll see some of the samples on the online store that shows this used in different pieces. So you can easily like fussy cut them. Yeah. And these little petals though, they are easily just lifted up. I'm actually going to do that because I want that to look nice on my card. So I'll just lift up some of these. You could use your take your pick tool to do that, or your little spatula tool and your take your pick tool would be good for that too. But using your fingers is also good for that. So we'll just lift some of this up. The camera doesn't do it justice. No, I didn't think it would. It's really beautiful in real life. Yeah, it's got lots and lots of delicate detail. So if I hold it up, I don't know, if I hold it up closer to the camera, you might see, and now that I've lifted the little petals up, you might see those little flowers a bit better. We are going to be covering some of this up, but we will actually be able to see the top and the bottom portion. And if you don't have nails, just use a tool to do that. Take your pick. Actually, let me grab my take your pick. You can probably just use your take your pick, but I was thinking the spatula end might be good to do that. Oh yeah, that's good. Just get that underneath. I'm just pushing at the back with my finger to just give a little bit of leverage, and then just getting the take your pick tool under there, yeah, take your pick tool, but the spatula. And just popping that under there. We're not going to do all of them because we are going to cover some of them up. But I did want to just have some of them up a little bit. You can have it completely flat if you want to. It's still beautiful. It'll still look nice. But I love texture, as you all know. So, as I said, I did die cut this ahead of time. Just, this is out of a basic white. It's not thick. It's just the regular basic white. And the rollers on my machine are quite tight, and I did have to crank this through quite, had to use a bit of oomph because it's a very thick die and the rollers on my machine are quite tight. Whereas one of my team members the other day, she had to roll hers through twice to get the detail, to get it to cut properly because she's got an older machine, so her rollers are a little bit looser. So it just depends on your machine, how old it is, how tight the rollers are. Yeah, but it'll cut out one way or the other. Not cut out exactly, but it's semi-cut and embossed. So yeah, can you see the difference now? Can you see that? The difference. If I pop it down on the cardstock, does that help? See the difference where they popped up? You love this month's product of the month, Rosemary. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? You're waiting for your order to come through. Oh, yes, you're waiting for your order. It's taking a bit longer this time. Yes, that will be because of the demonstrator pre-order, and there's probably been a lot of orders going in. So, yeah, I think when I checked last time, the deliveries were running a few days late. They were a few days behind because they had, lots of orders coming in. So, but never fear, it'll get there. It's hard waiting, isn't it, when we're so anxious to get our products. We're not anxious, but like excited to get our products. And yeah, we're like dying to get them, and it feels like forever for them to arrive. It's good testing patience, isn't it? You know what I always say? Building a house is the biggest test in patience, I reckon, even more so than having children. That can also be a test in patience. And I always say too, if you ever pray for patience, just watch out because something will come your way that will really test your patience. So, yeah, I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to need to lift up because I'm not sure how much of this I'm actually covering up, but I'll just keep going for a moment. We'll keep chatting. Feel free to chat with me. Yeah, see that one there on the edge, I feel like that one would be really easy to snip out just there. But I don't want to snip that one out. But I just feel like it's like right on the edge there. It would be easy to snip that one out if you wanted to. I'll finish off this row and then we'll put the rest of the card together, and then as we put it together, I'll be able to see if I've got enough of these lifted up or if I need to do some more. I mean, this is just an added step too. You don't need to do this. You can just simply leave all of the flowers flat, as I mentioned. It's still beautiful. But, you know me, just with my love of texture, I just thought, oh, this is going to make it even more beautiful. I'm doing this and I'm thinking, I hope this isn't going to make my card too busy now. All right. Anyway, so there we go. So we've got a few layers. I've got an extra layer up there, but I'll see how much of this down here we cover. But yeah, it's really, really pretty. Okay. So that's going to be going on to, I've lost a couple of extra little bits there as we've been doing that. That's okay. Right. So this is going to be going onto our white card base. I'll just burnish that with my bone folder because I can feel it's wanting to pop up. So that's going to go on there. And Amber was saying she wondered if you know what it reminds me of too? A lacy tablecloth, especially now I've lifted up those little flowers. It does remind me of a lacy tablecloth. So, yes. All right. So what I've done is I have die cut already two pieces out of here, and I'll show you which are the dies that I've used. Got that one and that one. So from the beautifully celebrated dies, I've die cut this one, which is the third smallest, that's that one, and then the second smallest, which is that one. Okay, so I pre-did those ones just to save a little bit of time, and also as I was designing and trying to work out what colours, what papers I was going to use. We are going to layer these on top of each other. Okay, now if you wanted them to like add a bit of definition, you could ink around the edges, which we might do a little bit of that. You know I love my inking as well. So let's grab a little bit of petal pink. That's peach pie, that's petal pink. Now petal pink ink is quite a bit darker than the cardstock. So we're going to do a little bit of stamping off with that, I think, or dabbing off with that to make it a bit softer. So let me grab some scrap paper. In fact, you know what I'm going to use today? I'm going to use some of my paper, my small grid paper from the Stampin' Positioner tool. It's called Stampin' Positioner Grid Paper. It's actually available right now, even though the new Stampin' Positioner isn't going to be available until the 5th of May. The grid paper is available already. So turn that, yeah, I've got that on the centimetres side. And so we're also going to need to die cut that one and that one. So I'm going to take those off now because we are going to need to do some die cutting with those too. All right. So pop that over there. And we've done that one. And then just before I ink those ones, with this piece here, I've just cut a small strip. So I think it was like 2 centimetres by 7 from memory. No, it was 2.3 centimetres by 9.5. Oh, okay. So I had that measurement wrong. So we've just got a strip of that one as well. And that's all we need from the GSP pieces. Okay, so pop that over there. And let's do a little bit of inking around these ones. I'm just going to dab off some of that ink because I don't want it too heavy, but I just want to create a little border just to separate the two dies, because if I lay them straight on top of each other, then you can't really see the definition of this one. You kind of lose it in the second one, especially because we're doing the same paper on the same paper. We're going to be doing some stamping and some heat embossing as well today. All right, see now when I put that down, you can see that. I'll just add a little bit more here. I just might go around the whole thing again. Just make that a bit heavier. And then when we lay them on, you can see the definition now. You can see that they're two pieces. So let's do this one as well. Has anybody got this suite of products? Let me know in the comments if you've played with this suite of products. We had, I think it was Card Buffet at the beginning of this catalogue, the beginning of the mini catalogue. So back in January, we had some projects with this suite in our card buffet class, in our card buffet class. Yep. In case you're wondering what a card buffet was, it's a class. It's a class that we have every so often, and it's one where we have lots of choice of different projects. And yeah, you can create whichever ones you like, and there's a certain number of projects that you can create as part of the class. And then if you want to do extras, then you can yeah, purchase the extra kits to do the extra ones as well. There we go. That's better. Look at that. So now you can see them both stand out from each other. Just feel like this little bit here and here needs a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. Good. All right. So let the ink dry on that one. I'll keep the petal pink ink out in case I need to do anything else, but I don't think I will. I'll keep that close by because we're going to do some stamping. And I'll just set those aside for the moment. Let the ink dry on those. All right. Let's grab our stamps. Got some extra pieces in there that I've... does anyone else do this? I use one of the clear Stampin' Up! Envelopes to store my extra pieces in if I've die cut or stamped extra pieces, and then I keep them with the stamp set or the dies, depending if they're die cut pieces, or actually these ones probably should be with the dies, but I put them all in there together with the stamps. Do you do that too? All right, so I'm going to stamp some of these leaves, these little leaves. So it's these ones here. Now the images on the front are shown much smaller than the actual stamp. See, I'll show you over the top. They are heaps bigger than what's shown there. So we're going to want some of that one, and yes, and then we need some gold foil to die cut this one, and we need the sentiment. I think I'm going to just use the little one. Yeah, we're just going to use the little one, Simply the Best. So grab that out as well. And yes, did that song just come into your head when I said that? Simply the Best. I won't sing it because then my video might get flagged. So, who else had it come into their mind though? There we go. All right, I might stamp the sentiment first. I think I'll try it in the petal pink and see how it looks in the petal pink. I think that's the colour that the original one was stamped in. Oh, actually, no, you know what? I was going to maybe stamp that and emboss that in gold. So let's do the leaves. Which one will we do first? We'll do that first. We'll do that first. All right. So for heat embossing, oh, actually for the die, when you're die cutting this one, you will need a die brush. Otherwise, you'll have to sit there for ages with your pokey tool and poke out all the little holes. And another tip with using this die too, sorry, I forgot to say this before, when you're using this die, hang on, I'll find it. It's here. The best way to use this one is when you're putting it through your machine. Normally you would put your cardstock down, you'd put your die on top. So you'll have your base plate, your adapter plate, your clear plate, your cardstock, then your die, then another clear plate. This time, flip this upside down and have your paper on top, okay? And then your clear plate over the top. So keep the rest of your sandwich the same as what you would with normal regular dies. But yeah, flip it over upside down and put your clear plate over the top and run it through that way. You'll get a much better result, and all the little bits will come out much more easily as well. So that's a little tip with using that die. Most dies you put face down, this one face up, because yeah, you get lots of little, I don't know if you can see in there, but you'll get lots of little bits. Like there's a whole stack of them in here. Lots of little bits come out of the die. So yeah, give it a rub over with your die brush And then when you've taken your paper out, your cardstock out of the die, you'll need to give the die a brush over with your die brush as well, okay? If you don't have a die brush, there is an attachment for the Take Your Pick tool, and it goes in the end that the putty is in. So you just unscrew the putty, and the head screws in that way, or the die brush, I should say, okay? So that's a couple of tips with using the die. Sorry, I forgot to mention that before. All right, told you all, I'm all over the shop today. So, it's okay. It's okay. All right, we're going to do some heat embossing. We're going to be doing some gold heat embossing. So I've got my gold powder. I've got my Versamark ink. I've got my Heat Embossing Additions Toolkit, plus my additional brush as well that I've been using this one for about 25 years. But the Heat Embossing Additions Toolkit comes with an embossing buddy, which is your anti-static pillow, your tweezers, reverse grip tweezers, which have a porcelain tip, the brush, and of course the tray. So, and then I have an extra brush for fine details. Leslie said I kept my leftover die cuts with mine, with the new packaging. I keep dies, stamps, and die cut pieces all together. Ah, that's a good idea. So when you've got your die cut pieces, yep, you keep them in the new packaging, and you keep your dies and your stamps all together in the one packaging. So if they have a coordinating set, Leslie keeps hers all together in the one packet. That's a great idea. That's a great tip. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that, Leslie. Okay, so I'm going to pop my glasses on so that I can see what I'm doing now. Okay. All right. Oh, yes, Lisa says that she does like me as well with putting her extra bits in a little baggie and putting them inside the case. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to use the anti-static pillow first, and I'm going to rub it on my white piece. This will stop the embossing powder sticking from anywhere where you might have a little bit of oily residue from your hands or a bit of static on the cardstock. Got my ink. I'm going to ink up my stamp. Just going to do it in a few different directions to make sure, because it's quite a long stamp and I want to make sure that I get the ink. Because, you know, if we keep using the center of the ink pad as well, you're just going to use up all of the ink in the center there. See if I can get this straight. And then there won't be any ink left in the middle, and all the ink will be around the edges. So make sure you move your stamp around when you're inking up your stamp. Make sure you move it around on your ink pad. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in my tweezers and take my gold ink pad. Now I'm using the old tubs up still, but the ones we have now is the Wow embossing powder. I do have some of the Wow embossing powder, but I'm still using up some of these old tubs. So give that a little tap on the back, just a gentle tap. I just might add a little bit more because I feel like I might have tapped it just a little bit too much. There we go, that's better. All right, good. All right, so I will return the gold ink pad back, powder, I should say, back to the tray. Now, back to the tub, I should say. My goodness, I'm losing all my words today. If you're using different colours, make sure you clean your tray out between colours. So if you've used white and then you're going to use a metallic or you're going to use a black, make sure you give your tray a good clean out first before changing colours. Ask me how I know, because I've actually mixed colours before and, yeah, made a mess of things. So what I normally do is I'll just give it a brush out, a little wipe out with either a baby wipe and then let it dry, or a tissue. Just know that if you're using a tissue, it will make it a little bit staticky for the powder to stick. So yeah, maybe wiping out with a baby wipe first and then just letting it air dry might be best. Okay, so now we'll do some heating. I'm just going to grab my, oh, that one's a bit dusty. It's been sitting up there. Hang on a minute. My silicone craft sheet to protect my desktop. And I'm just shaking off. I got a little bit of extra powder on the paper, so I just shook that off. All right, this will help to protect my desktop while I'm heating. And I'm going to use my heat tool on setting number 2, which is for heat embossing. Setting number 1 is for if you're drying, say, watercolouring or something like that. So I'll just heat it up for a few seconds first. Pointing it up to the ceiling because it's going to get quite hot. I'm just going to take this in my other hand, so I'm going to have it upside down now. And you're just going to hold the heat tool there until you see that embossing powder start to melt and become shiny and raised, and then move your heat tool. Okay, you don't need to do this. A lot of people do that. You don't need to. You just move it along gently like that. Okay, there we go. And that's as easy as it is. And can you see that? Can you see that beautiful gold on there? Is that coming up on camera? Hopefully it is. So that's really beautiful. All right, so just let that cool. We don't want to do anything with that just yet until that cools down to make sure that that's set. So I'll pop that to the side for a moment. Okay, now I am going to be doing some stamping and some white embossing. So I am actually going to clean out my tray. I'm going to get a baby wipe, just reaching over here. And I'm going to wipe out my tray. Now you do want to make sure that your tray is dry before using the next colour, because otherwise, of course, everything's going to stick to it. My tray's actually a bit dusty too. So I'll just give this all a wipe. Give the lid a wipe out too. Let's get all of that out of there. And then I am going to use a tissue as well. So I might get a little bit of static, but we'll see how we go. It's dry. I can see it's drying quite quickly, actually. You could even hit it with your heat tool a little bit to dry it too. If you don't want to use a tissue, just heat it with your heat tool and you can dry it that way. But I just want to do it quickly. There we go. Okay, good. Ready to go. All right, so that's ready now. Just make sure you get any little bits off your brush as well. So I'll just flick that over my rubbish bin to make sure I get any little bits out of that. Okay, so now we'll clean this one and then we're going to do some embossing with white. With the Versamark ink, it is quite a sticky ink. So you often need to give your stamps a really good clean, or you can use a little bit of Stampin' Mist as well. This is my old bottle of Stampin' Mist. It comes in a bigger bottle now and the labels are different. I think the label is black and white now, but I've still just got an old little bottle that I'm using. So hit it with the Stampin' Mist and then with your chamois, which just has, the chamois just has water on it, okay? You want to take off any of the residue from the Stampin' Mist as well. You don't want that left sitting on your stamps. It does clean them, but yeah, you also then have to just clean it with a bit of water. Okay, especially with the photopolymer stamps. Right, let's do some stamping of these beautiful leaves. Now we're going to do the stamping on some two-tone cardstock. I'm not sure how many I'm going to need actually, so I might stamp a few extras. Just move that. So we're going to stamp them again in Versamark and then we're going to emboss them in white. And we'll just make sure we leave a little bit of room around them. Oh, did I check that I'm using the light? Yes, I am using the light side. Leave a little bit of space around them. So we want to make sure we leave enough space to get our dies around them. And we might fit one more down here. Yes, so we've got 6. So that should give us enough to play with, I think. All right, so I'll pop my tweezers on there. Stay there for a minute. And take our white embossing powder. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn them around this way. There we go. And just add your powder really liberally because you're going to tip off the excess and you're going to return it back to your tub anyway. But it's better to add more rather than less. All right, there we go. You know what I didn't do? Didn't do my embossing buddy, did I? Are you all yelling at me through the camera? I forgot my embossing buddy, didn't I? But not so bad. Look, I hardly got any extra bits on there. And doesn't matter as much with this one because we are going to be die cutting around those shapes. So not so bad, but yes, especially my class ladies, I bet you were all yelling at me, Mandy, you forgot again. I'm always telling everybody else to use their embossing buddy and then I forget. It's always the way. There we go. Beautiful. All right, I think, well, let's add a little bit more to this one. Sometimes if you tap too hard, you lose a little bit too much powder off your stamped images. There we go, that looks pretty good. Now, the rule is, and in class I always have this rule as well, that before you even turn on the heat tool, you have to replace, or return, I should say, the powder back to the tub and cap the tub. Because if you don't, sometimes there can be accidents and you forget, and you might accidentally heat the open tub or heat what's in the tray, and then, yeah, all of your powder will be melted and it will be very sad. So return it back to your... I joke with the ladies about Mandy's rules in class. But they do have a purpose. That's one of the things that we do. All right, there we go. Okay, so then we're going to put the lid on that, the cap on that, and we're going to move that away from the heat tool. And the other thing is to always make sure that you put the lid back on your ink pad too before that you start. Oh, I can see that my camera has tipped again. Before you start heat embossing, because if you don't, you can accidentally heat that, which will dry it out and it could damage your ink pad. But also too, as you heat your embossing powder, if by accident any embossing powder happens to fly off your piece as you're heating, you don't want that going into your ink pad either, because then when you go to ink up your next stamp, you've got all of this powder in there and it'll get stuck to your stamp and you won't get a good stamp image, etc., etc. So yeah, you don't want to do that. All right, let's grab our silicone craft sheet again. Just move that stamp away too. All right, so we're just going to heat this till that powder melts and becomes nice and shiny. And then we just move the heat tool over to the next section. You don't want to overheat, because if you overheat your image, it will become flat and dull, and the embossing powder will actually melt into your cardstock if you overheat it. So just move your heat tool as soon as you see it become glossy and raised. And that's as easy as it is. I know a lot of people say that they have difficulty. Oh, I can just see I've missed a little bit here. Yeah, some people say they have difficulty with heat embossing, and it's often if people don't preheat their heat tool. That's a really important tip, is to preheat your heat tool, or if they are overheating their images and the powder is going beyond the melt, like it's melting actually into the cardstock rather than just heating to melt. You just want to melt it. You just want to melt. It's like you want it to sort of become the consistency of like a fine icing on a cake. You know how you get that fine, can you see that there? You know how you get the fine icing on a cake and it's like glossy? That's kind of what you want. Yeah, that's kind of the effect you want. So there we go. So we've got those all done. Now we'll move all the, I think that should be the only heat embossing we need to do. So we'll set that aside. We are going to die cut these, but I'm going to let them dry for a little bit. But I do need to die cut some more, some more of these gold, what do you call these? They're like little blossoms or something. I'm just trying to, the word is escaping me. What would you call these? What would you all call these? Tell me what you think they're called. Like little blossoms, little, not flourishes. I can't think what they're called. Anyway, I'm going to grab the gold embossing, no, the gold foil cardstock, because I forgot to get that out. Okay. Oh, I've got some scraps here that will work perfectly. Let me just take a little sip of my water. Is anybody else crafting along with me today? Let me know in the comments if you're I was going to say scrapbooking. Yes, let me know if you're scrapbooking. Let me know if you're crafting in whatever way along with me today. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't clean this stamp, did I? I better do that. I might give that one a little spritz with my Stampin' Mist too, just because I've got it here today. I was using it yesterday, day before, for something or other. Oh, I remember the new the new black hybrid ink pad. I was using it for that, which I'll talk more about in a couple of weeks. I'm not using it today, so I'm not going to go into detail about it today. But I'll talk about that in a couple of weeks, maybe next week. We'll see. All right, so let's bring in our mini. So nobody's got any ideas on what to call this? What do you call this? Is it blossoms? It reminds me of either Queen Anne's lace or baby's breath. It's like a baby's breath. All right, I'll bring in my mini. I think we'll use this. Oh, look, we've got two little pieces. We'll save that bigger piece. We'll use one of these little pieces, and let's see how we can fit this on with the best use of our gold foil. So gold foil is absolutely beautiful, but it is great to try and maximize the use of it because it is a little bit more expensive than your regular cardstock. I'll have the die over there too. All right. So in our mini, we've got our number 1 plate, then our number 2 plate. Then we'll put our die on there with that. And we'll put another number 2 plate over the top. We'll take that through. Here we go. Now I'm going to do, I want 4 of these. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all 4, but I want to have the option of using 4. Because on the original card that I'm casing from the catalogue, they had stamped the larger one of these, and it took up a bit more space than this little one. Oh, I haven't got my plates staggered. So you've got to stagger the plates a little bit so that your plate that's in the centre is sticking out a little bit further than the other ones, so that the rollers can grab your plates to take them through your machine. So I've got them sort of staggered. See how I've got that middle plate sitting back a little bit from the edges of the other 2, just because otherwise if it's really, really thick at the end there, the rollers have a hard time grabbing onto that thickness. So it just makes it a bit easier for them to go through the rollers. All right, so that's 3. Get all these extra little bits off. And then 4. Yeah, I'll just put that whole piece through. There we go. Do any of you have a favourite die that you use over and over and over? Let me know in the comments if you have a favourite die or a favourite die set that you use again and again. That's like your go-to die set. I usually have like the solid shape ones that I love. The arches, been using that a lot lately. Any of the solid shaped ones. I love the Spotlight on Nature dies. I love all the circles with the detail around the edges. Now your gold foil cardstock, because it's got the foiling on it, it can't go in your normal paper recycling. So this one just goes in the bin, I believe, because of that's what I've heard, because of the foiling on it. So ever since I heard that, that's what I've been doing. Okay, now we should be right to die cut our other leaves now. And because we're going to be doing them one by one, and I don't want the other leaves on here to get damaged, I am going to cut them out individually. And then we'll die cut them. Now, if you didn't have the dies and you just had the stamp set, you could just fussy cut these, because then they're like a nice shape to fussy cut, although you wouldn't have this pretty other, what are we going to call this, baby's breath die? I'm going to call it baby's breath. It's sort of a little bit different to a Queen Anne's lace. A Queen Anne's lace is more like rounded at the top. So yeah, I feel like it's more like a baby's breath. All right, so we're ready to die cut those ones. So this is another reason why I die cut a lot of those other pieces ahead of time, because I knew all the stamping and the die cutting was going to take some time. Let me grab my Post-it tape. Let's use purple today. And we'll line these up. And these will be really pretty. Okay, we just want to hold that in place because we are die cutting a stamped shape. We want to make sure that the die stays lined up. All right, beautiful. Look at that. Is that gorgeous? So you've still got the detail there of the stamp, but you've got the colour of the leaves behind it. So that's an idea for you if you're not getting the desired result of stamping tone on tone, or black on a coloured cardstock or whatever. Try some embossing on a coloured coloured cardstock or two-tone cardstock like I'm using today. number 2. It's a shame that there's not multiples of this particular die in the die set so that we could cut more than one at a time. But you'll all just have to bear with me. Hopefully you're all crafting along with me. Have you got your cuppas today? I actually ran out of time because I was running late today and I didn't have time to have my cuppa, so I'm really looking forward to having my chai latte after I finish filming today. And we've got some chocolate brownie at the moment too that Amber made on the weekend for when our family was coming over. So I'll have a piece of brownie and a chai latte, and that will be yummy. What are you all drinking today? You got your cuppas there. You got your snacks. The other day, what was it not the weekend just gone, the weekend before, our son and daughter-in-law were over, and I went to offer my daughter-in-law something like a snack to eat. And do you think I could, I was like, oh my goodness, we've run out of home baking. We always have baking in the house. Run out of home baking. I had no cookies or anything in the cupboard. So I'm like, would you like cheese and crackers? Would you like a piece of fruit? Would you like popcorn? I just had some of the healthier snacks, or an antipasto platter. But I had nothing sort of sweet and yummy in terms of cakes and biscuits and things. I felt so bad. But then in the end, I can't remember I think she did have crackers and cheese. So crackers and cheese is always a good go-to. It's a healthier go-to, isn't it? But I do like having something yummy in the house, especially when people are coming. But we just had run out that particular day. Oh, it's how's the weather where everyone has been? We've started to get some cold weather, so we're going into soup weather. So Amber has been making her beautiful vegetable soup, and she gave some to our daughter-in-law the other day, or last week, and she loved it. So then Amber gave her the recipe, so now she's been making soup and loving it. So yeah, has anyone else started making soup yet? Is it soup weather for all of you yet, or not yet? Was it yesterday? I think yesterday, Sunday. It was such a cold day. It was a good day to sleep in yesterday, I have to say. Well, I wanted to sleep in. I was trying to sleep in, but my brain was going a million miles an hour. Isn't it annoying when that happens? You're trying to sleep, you feel so tired, you know you haven't had enough sleep, but your brain is going a million miles an hour and then you can't sleep. Oh, you're still celebrating Glenn's birthday today. Oh, today's actually his birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Glenn. You're having a glass of wine. Oh, lovely. Very good. Oh, nice. Are you doing something special tonight, Leslie? Are you going out? Oh, you've started making soup too? Yes. Love soup weather. So nice. Well, I don't love the cold, I have to say, but I love things like soups. And actually last night I made a butter chicken, which was, I'm the only one that eats it, but in this house. But I've got lots for the next few days, which is good. And then I might freeze some. But yeah, they're sort of nice foods to have in the winter. It was a little bit spicy for me though, spicier than the one I normally make, but I had a glass of milk with it and it was good. I enjoyed it. Just really tasty though. Yeah, so are you doing something special for Glenn tonight? Are you going out for dinner or something? Or just having a quiet one at home because he's already had his big party? All right, so we've got all of our little pieces now. So I think we are ready to start putting this together. Now, I need to trim this piece up, and I'm going to trim it like this. And then I'm going to use this as my template to trim the other side as well. So we probably want to go about there. So we've got the same angle. So cut one side, and then use that offcut as your template to cut the other side so you get the same angle. Or if you've got a punch, use a punch. There we go. Whoops. I think I have it a little bit longer on this side, so I might just trim it. Let me put my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing. What sort of soup do you make, Leslie? What's your favourite soup to make? There we go. That's better. We usually have Amber's vegetarian, so she makes a vegetable and pulses soup. So she puts lentils in it and black. What are the other beans you put in it, Amber? Are you still there? Black beans, red kidney beans. Is it red kidney beans? Maybe not red kidney beans. Can't remember. It's a few different ones that she puts in it. So Leslie says nothing special tonight. Oh, you still have your guests down from the Central Coast. Oh, lovely. And having a quiet one tonight as they're going home tomorrow. Oh, that's lovely. And I hope you have a nice night. I hope Glenn enjoys the rest of his evening as well. All right, so this is how we are doing our layers, okay? So we are, oops, I forgot my purple piece. So this is the fresh freesia. Now that's going down a little bit lower than halfway. Then we're putting these ones up like this. So we want this panel to kind of be in the middle. I'm just having a look to see how many of these other ones I need to lift up as well. So I might need to lift up some of these ones. And then this one's going to go over the top, over the center, like that. And then this one's going to go down here. Like that. And then we've got to work out where we want to position all of these. So I think I want to have like a couple of leaves, and then we want a gold flourish as well. We might even want 2 gold flourishes. So we've got some gold in there. Or do we want the gold behind? Maybe the gold would stand out better if it was behind there. Oh, you like pumpkin soup? Oh, yum. I love pumpkin soup. I miss my mum's pumpkin soup. It was the best. Actually, I have a friend who makes really beautiful pumpkin soup too. Glenn likes potato and leek soup. Oh, yum. But you'll eat any type of soup. Yeah, I think I will too. I like soups and stews and all of those sorts of things. That's what I was brought up with. But my hubby's a little bit of a plain eater. It's a little bit fussy. So I don't make any stews or casseroles or things like that because he doesn't eat them. I love them though. I should just make them for myself. But I've got Amber on the soups now, so she does the soups, which is good. So we're doing something like that, and then we'll do that down the bottom as well. So we've got the same angle. We might even, if 2 lots of leaves is too much, we can always trim them down as well. But I don't know, I think that looks pretty. What do you think? I need to overlap them a little bit more. Overlap these a little bit. So I'm just trying to see where I need to. Yeah, I think we're going to just lift up a couple more of these little flowers, and then we'll stick that down, and then we can start playing with all of this. But I think that is kind of what we're going for. All right, so I might lift up this one, and this one. So I'll get my little lifter here. Just pop my fingers under there. This is really great. This little spatula is really great for lifting up these little pieces, but I think I'm going to have to take all of this back off. Anyway, you can kind of see the direction that I'm going there. That's going to be so pretty. So just get that under there. It makes a lot of difference actually with lifting these little petals up. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. Yeah, we just changed up from the sample project in the catalogue. Just changed it up a little bit. And oh wait, there was this one. Yeah, just to make it my own. But Amber was helping me a little bit too with the colours and stuff. She's got a really great eye because she's got a background in graphic design. She's got a really great eye for colour and composition of a project too. So often if I'm unsure, I'll ask her to see what she thinks. There, I think that should be good. I might just put these ones up. I think that we cover these ones up, but I've done a third row on the top, so I better do a third row on the bottom just to be sure. So Amber and I do collaborate a lot on projects because she's very, very creative as well. She's actually probably even more creative than me. She makes beautiful projects. There we go. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, let's stick this down and then we can move on. The colours are really soft, aren't they? They're so pretty. Now, when you're gluing this, you have to try and glue it so that you're getting the glue on the solid parts and not where the holes are, because we don't want any glue sort of oozing through. So I'm doing dabs of glue. So I want to make sure that it adheres, but I also don't want to put too much. I don't want it oozing everywhere and looking disgusting. So these ones that aren't popped up, they'll be a bit easier to glue those bits down. I meant to wear my shirt. So I have got a shirt that it's actually orange, so it would almost go, it's a little bit brighter orange than this, but I meant to wear that when I was using this embossing folder, and I just remembered that that's what I'd had in my mind last week. I was like, oh, when I use this new, not embossing folder, die, when I use this new die, I need to wear my shirt that matches with it, and I forgot. Oh, I'm annoyed with myself now for forgetting that. Because, yeah, it's got a similar pattern on it to this die. Totally forgot. I did want to wear my axolotl today, however, and my axolotl would not have gone with my orange shirt. I don't think pink and orange, although, no, we've got more purple today, haven't we? Purple and orange. I do like purple and orange together. All right, let's see if I've got enough glue on that now to adhere that. All right, so we're just doing white on white. Line that up. Oh, there's my washi tape. That just fell off my camera. I was wondering what was jumping down at me. There we go. All right. Now, the only problem is, as I push this down, I'm probably going to push down those petals where I've lifted. So I'm just going to try and just press down in the middle and along the edges of those flowers where I've lifted those petals up, because I don't want to squish back down those little petals that I lifted up. But we do need this part to stick well because all of our other elements are going on top of this. So if this doesn't stick well, then we're going to lose the lot. We don't want that. Give that a good press through the centre there. There we go. That looks pretty good. I think that's stuck down quite well. Let's see. Let's give it the test. Yep, that's not coming off. Good. Yay. All right. Now I'm going to adhere these two together. So let's do that. I love the liquid glue. It makes it so much easier to adhere things. So we'll just, I feel like, which way does that go? Oh no, I think I had it up the right way. We're going to cover it up pretty much anyway. So we'll adhere these two pieces together. And that liquid glue just gives us that wiggle time that we can just slide things around and get them lined up. Oops, had it lined up nicely and then it moved. Let's just reline that back up. There we go. There we go, that's better. All right. Do you know what I bought the other day? It's one thing that I've never made from scratch is talking about soups. Tomato soup. Has anyone made tomato soup from scratch? I never have made it from scratch. So the other day I bought a can of tomato soup that is gluten-free that I can eat. And I just thought, oh my goodness, I haven't had tomato soup in such a long time. So I'm looking forward to having that in the next, well, sometime this week probably. Whoops. So I haven't had tomato soup in forever. Tomato soup with toast. I think Mum used to give us toast soldiers. Does everyone know what toast soldiers are? My glue's getting low. All right, so we're going to have that, we want that in the middle, so I reckon about there. So this fresh freesia piece is going just below centre, about there, because when we adhere this piece on, this one is going above there, so that when we put the next piece on, that one will be centred. Now, what I'm going to do with this one, I need to put all of my, hang on, I'm just going to get my glue into my glue holder. We need to pop all of our leaves down first before we adhere this piece. So we'll just position all of this first and then I'll adhere them. Put that down a little bit lower. Whoops. Down about there. Yep. And then once I get these positioned, then I'll glue them in place. And then we can do the other bits and pieces. Something like that. Yeah, I like how that's looking like that. All right, so I'm going to glue these. Do you know what? I like how they're sitting up a little bit too. So I'm just thinking, if I glue them down flat, I actually might put a little bit of dimensional, mini dimensional under their tips. But I might glue, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue the stems, but I'm going to put dimensionals under the leaves to lift them up. And I'm just going to use my minis to change my tip over. And this is a brand new packet of minis that I've just opened, so I haven't drawn my little lines on there that I normally like to do so that I can see when I've taken the backings off. So I'll do that. Let's do that on those ones. Whoops. Must have glue on my fingers. They're wanting to stick to my fingers. I'll just line them back up again. Now, which one was over the top? That one. Isn't it always the way when you get something positioned exactly how you like it and then you move them and it's like, oh, can't get that back in the same spot as I had it before. Something like that. Yep, okay, so if I leave that one there and I'll remove the backings from these. And I'll put a little bit of glue on the stem here. My glue is getting low. Okay, and we'll slide that one in behind here. Get that lined up. Over here like this. Want that one up a little bit higher. There we go. We'll press that down. And then we'll do this one. Remove the backings off the little dimensionals and add some glue. There we go. And pop that in there, somewhere like that. You know, like that. Okay. Now that one is going to sit up a little bit higher because it's sitting on top of that one, but that's all good. All right, and then we'll do these two. Remove the backing paper. Oh, this glue is getting annoying. It's really, really low. Okay, we'll pop that in there. And that was kind of, how was that one about that angle-ish? It was kind of at that angle. All right, and then this one, whoops. So I'm just using the minis so that we don't see them from the front. I think the larger ones would be a bit too big unless you trimmed them down. So if you only have large Stampin' dimensionals, just trim them down, trim them in half or even down a bit smaller than half. Come on, glue. It's not helping that I keep putting my glue down on its side rather than laying it tip down. Is that about right? That'll be about right. Okay. And then we've got our little gold flourishes. Now, if I had have thought about it first, okay, we've got extra leaves, so we won't need those ones. If I had have thought about it ahead of time, I probably would have put adhesive sheets behind those first so that then we didn't have to worry about the glue. And now I'm just thinking, because now I've put the dimensionals behind them, I've made it hard for myself to get this in. So I'm wondering I might need to put it on top of the leaves rather than behind the leaves. So I wanted it in there. Oh, it might be able to tuck it in there somehow. Yeah, I should have thought about that. That's okay. We'll work something out. I think it's going to have to go in on top now, which doesn't look too bad. Because I've put the dimensionals there, I didn't give myself room enough to allow that down behind, and I don't think I can lift them back up now, can I? No, they are stuck. Yeah, I think I'll just put that in there. That's okay. Maybe put it out to the side a little bit more. How do you think that looks? What do you all think? Can I trim the stems a bit? That's a good idea. That will make it easier to get it in, won't it? To pop it in behind. You think it will be better behind the leaves? I still don't know if I'm going to get it in. Let's see. I'll see if I can. I might be able to lift the dimensionals. Yeah, I should have thought about that before I stuck them down. Oh, I've lifted that off the dimensional, but oh, there you go. I got that dimensional off. Now let's see if I can get that down in there somewhere. Do you think it needs to be behind this one too, though? Oh, that one lifted. Yay. Okay. How would it be in there like that? Because I feel like if it's behind that leaf, you're going to not see it at all. It's going to be covered up. Or do we need two of them? Maybe we need two. And let's see. Let's see if we can get this in here. And there, oops, I bent that. Could have one like that, coming out like that, and then I could probably get one down in here as well if I lift these ones up. Yeah, I was thinking I was putting them in on top. I forgot that I had to tuck them in behind. Would that be better? Like that? Something like that? How would that be like that? Behind is nice. You like that behind. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay, I can do that. So those two, I've actually stuck that. I can leave that there like that. But it's a bit loose. So I'm going to need to add some glue. Okay, I've got another idea for adding the glue. If you get a piece in there like that, where it's already sitting behind, put a bit of glue on a piece of cardstock and slide it in under, and you can just rub the glue on the back of that piece off your cardboard, off your cardstock, and that will adhere it down. So I might do that with the other one as well. So it's like a little glue palette. So we've got them in place. Just add a bit of glue with that, and that should hold them down in place. And I'll just add another dimensional behind this one to pop that up. There we go. Now I need a silicone craft sheet to put this on because it's sticky. All right. We have averted the problem. So let's grab another dimensional, a little mini to put under here. I'll pop that down there. Here we go. And this one, oh, this one's still got one behind it. Yep, and that one's got one behind it. And that one still had one behind it. Okay, good. All right, we solved the problem. Good, good, good. All right, now we'll do the same down the bottom here. So trim off those little stems. Yeah, so note to everybody else, put your little, what did we call it? Not Queen Anne's lace. Baby's breath pieces in first before adding the leaves. So I'll just take these back up. I'll remove those dimensionals. Thankfully, with all the texture of the background piece, the dimensionals are actually lifting up fairly easily. Yep, there we go. Okay, good. So now we'll slide these in place, and then I think I'll do the same gluing trick. That one in there and that one. Down there. Yep. Okay, let's get some more glue. Whoops. Oops, oops, oops. I dropped the whole thing. Oh, there we go. So that's the one we want down lower, and this is the one we want up higher. Is that about right? About there. And then we'll do this one too. Some more glue. You know what? I can slip this whole piece out actually. Oh, there we go. And we'll just rub some of the glue on the back there. I just might add a little bit more to the tip there. There we go. Slide that in. Just going to turn this upside down for a minute so that I can see what I'm doing. There we go. That's better. That's better. There we go. Good. All right, and then we'll just come back in with some of those dimensionals that I just pulled off. So I'll pop one under here. And that one's still got one on there, so that's good. That one didn't come off, that one didn't come off, this one did come off. Some of them stayed on the leaves and some of them came off. So I'll just fix those. There we go. There. Okay, so now we can do the sentiment. So, right, we got all of that done. Now we can do the sentiment. I feel like this needs to be popped up on dimensionals. So we'll use some large ones for this one this time. With this pretty paper on the back that we're covering up, but that's okay, we've got more of it. It's all good. Nobody panic. All right. Take off the backings. And now you can see why I draw the lines on the backing pieces so that you can see them easily when you're, which way do we want this to go? When you are using your dimensionals, so you know if you've taken the backings off them or not. So we're going to add our centerpiece just here. Oops, make sure we get that straight. There we go, like that. Okay, then our designer series paper is going over the top of that. Now that's going to sit up a little bit off the card base. So you want to make sure that you just put adhesive here where it's going to be sitting on the DSP, okay? Oh, no worries, Leslie. Thanks for being here. We're nearly there. We're nearly done. But no worries at all. Go enjoy the rest of your evening, and happy birthday to Glenn. There we go. All right, and then we'll flip that over. Now this is going across the center of this piece, but it's going to be up higher than this one. And it's a bit shorter than that one, so you're going to see the edges of the purple there. Okay, so we'll just make sure we center that. There we go. And then our sentiment is going on top of that piece, and that one is going to be up on another layer. So again, just making sure you put your adhesive or your dimensionals just where it's going to be touching on the paper. Okay. So we'll just pop them here close together in the center. Remove those backings. It looks beautiful with the gold foil because it matches really well with the gold in the background there. And this is going to be set down here like this, just off the bottom edge of that pretty paper so that we can see that beautiful paper there. Is that straight? I feel like that's not straight. Is that straight? That's about right, I think. Okay, and now we've got some bling. Now we didn't end up using the ribbon, but we might add, I don't know if we actually need some ribbon. I was thinking of a faux knot, or a knot bow, a faux bow. It's a knot bow, so it's not really a bow at all, because this is really thick ribbon to tie a bow. Oops. I've got to go that way, haven't I? So I was thinking of a little bow, if a little bow would look nice just there, just to use a little bit of the ribbon. What do you think about the bow? Yes, bow or no bow? Oh, we could put it down here too with the flowers. I mean the leaves. What do you think? Do you like the bow? Or do you think we leave the bow? So if we tried an actual bow, this would be, I think, too thick. Let's do one and we'll just see. It's quite large, the bow. Would almost overtake the sentiment. What do you think? Bow? No bow? Put a bow up there. With the sentiment, with the leaves. What do you all think? Bow? Don't think it needs the bow, Rosemary? Yeah, I don't think it does either, really. We might just add some bling, hey? Anyway, that is the pretty ribbon if you want to use the ribbon. But, yeah, I don't think we really need it either. Let's add some of the beautiful embellishments, though, because they're really pretty. Just clean all of this up. I feel like I've got stuff everywhere today. All right. So, we've got our beautiful embellishments here. Why did I put those over there? I put them on the wrong side. I think we want the softer colours today. So let's see, maybe we can put, yeah, just the bling, Rosemary. Yeah, I think so too. I agree. Oops, that one stuck to my finger. I've still got glue on my finger. Put those two there like that, and then we could do another small one. Oops, I must have glue on this finger. I have too. They keep sticking to my finger. There we go. I think that looks nice. Let's just move this one up just a little bit higher. There. What do you think about that? There we go. I think that's turned out really beautifully. I'm happy with that. Very nice. I think it made a big difference doing the daubering on the edges of those two label layers, so that you can really see that there's two layers there rather than just one. Got bits of gold everywhere now from the ribbon. So let's have a look. This was the original card, and this is Amber's and my version of it, and I've just added a little bit more. I've just changed it up a little bit from what Amber and I were discussing earlier too, so made it even more my own. So big difference, isn't there? Same layout, but using different pieces and changing up that background. Just makes a big difference, doesn't it? Would you think that would even came from that same design? I mean, you can see it's the same design, but they look really different, don't they? Oh, thanks, Rose. Oh, sorry, Rosemary. Sorry, I had Rose and Rosemary on here before. Thank you, Rosemary. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. So yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful suite. But as I said, it is from the mini catalogue, and so I was actually going to go and have a look to see if I noticed my camera's gone really wonky too. Sorry about that. I was just going to go and have a look to see if that suite of products. Yeah, so the suite itself is on Last Chance. The ribbon is on Last Chance. The pearlized faceted circles aren't on Last Chance. The DSP is not on Last Chance. But the, remember I said that there were two, hang on, let me grab the catalogue. There were two bundles in this suite. One of the bundles is on Last Chance and one isn't. So the one we use today is not on Last Chance, I don't think. Oops, better put that in the bin because that's sticky. But the other one is. So this one here, this bundle here. Wait, can you see that? Let me move that over. This bundle here is on Last Chance. The, what are these ones called? The Beautifully Adorned Ephemera Pack is on Last Chance. The ribbon is on Last Chance. And let me scroll down. The other bundle is not on Last Chance, the one we used today. That's not on Last Chance yet. So it's still available, and the DSP is still available. So there you go. So you can still grab those if you would like to. And if you were to get the bundle and the DSP, I think that would almost qualify you for the dies, for the product of the month. So you'd be very close if you added in like some adhesive or something as well. So let me see. 92, 50 and 29. What does that add up to? 100 and I can't maths at the moment, my brain. 110, 11, 121? Would that be 100? No, I don't know. Close, 111. I don't know. I can't do maths right now. My brain is fried. Anyway, you'd be close. You'd be close, and then you'd be able to get this one when your order is over 125. So, yeah. Or you can use a different embossing folder too. If you have another one that you think would go well with that, you could use a different one. I'm going to tip the camera back up to say goodbye to you face to face, so bear with me one moment. And I'm losing the adhesive, I'm losing the adhesive on my washi tape that I use for flipping my camera. Well, I use it to cover up the camera when I'm flipping so that I don't make you all dizzy. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, just going to quickly shut my blinds, 2 secs. It's dark out there now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there's my card up nice and close. You'll probably see it back to front now. But look, you can see those beautiful faceted gems. Aren't they pretty? They're so pretty. I love the gold. I love all the gold in there as well. I think that's really pretty. I haven't used the gold foil cardstock for a little while, and I haven't done any, much heat embossing for a while either. So it was good to be able to use those things again. So there you go. So if there is anything that I can help you with, or you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me and let me know. Remember, I've got my tutorial bundles available. We've got product of the month. We've got virtual card retreat coming up. Sorry, virtual scrapbooking. What is it called? Virtual album retreat for you scrapbookers out there. And we've got Paper Pumpkin. So if you would like to subscribe and receive the May Paper Pumpkin kit, you can subscribe for that one now as well up until the 10th of May. If there's anything else that I can help you with, or you've got any questions, feel free to get in contact with me. I'd love to help you. If you need a catalogue as well, remember that all of those links are down in the comments. I will just pop them in there again now, because I popped them in at the beginning of the video. So I'll put them in at the end of the video. And then if you want to... if you want any of those links for any of those things. And also remember that if you're not yet subscribed to my newsletter, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter so that I can keep you up to date with all of the latest Stampin' Up! News, all the specials, all the promotions, my upcoming classes as well for those of you here in Australia. What else? Creative tips every week, and creative inspiration every week as well. So be sure to subscribe, and you can do that as well through my my links there. But I hope you all have a great week. I'll let you all go now. I'm going to go and make that cup of tea that I didn't get before, and enjoy that. But I hope you have a great week. I hope you get some crafting in there, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So have a great week, everyone. And as I always say, happy crafting. Bye.